Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Maybe you won't hear so much crunch today. It'll just be drip drops. It's raining, it's not bad. Probably hear a little thunder. I think I'm gonna be okay. Not seeing any lightning, to the ground right around me, but it's out there. But the rain is nice. We need it. And we're getting a good amount of it today, so that is very, very much appreciated. And you know what? If you can't get out and do a little training in bad weather, then I don't know what your plans are. Because if you think that it's only going to be nice weather when you have to go out and do stuff, I hate to break the news to you. Oh, there we go. You will be sadly mistaken. I'm going to leave a direct link to something I saw on sale, and I think that some of you might be interested in it. My Patriot Supply is running a sale on a bucket of freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. It says a 25-year shelf life, $77 for 122 servings. That works out to be about $1.58 per serving. This is like bananas, strawberries, blueberries, corn, beans, things like that. You can actually just eat it just as it is. You don't even have to add water if you don't want to. It's a pretty good deal for real fruit and vegetables that you can store away for a long time and have some good fresh food, not just a mix or something like that. And so, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below. It might be a good idea to pick up a few of these so that you can have that kind of fresh food, long term. Do you know that Joe Biden, I know this is a big shock, but he has been on vacation for 39% of his presidency. 39%. He's on a 10-day vacation currently. Unfortunately, he hasn't been on vacation for 100% of his presidency. I'd be okay with that. Some people complain, no, he takes too much vacation. My goodness, people, encourage him to take more. Get him out of that office. Take the pen away from him. Get the microphone away from him. The war with Ukraine and Russia seems to be heating up more and more. There's a lot of strikes being done in the major cities in Kiev and in Moscow. They're striking civilian targets. Apartment buildings are being struck. The drones that are coming into Moscow, I'm no expert, but it seems a little strange that a drone from Ukraine could make it all the way to Russia with that kind of accuracy. But I guess that's possible. But I kind of think that it's probably coming from inside Russia, but who knows? We've got some solar flare activity incoming. The sun's kind of active and should probably be aware of that. Doesn't look like anything that's gonna knock out the grid or anything like that, but it's definitely showing increase in activity, and I think we're just going to continue to see that because we're getting closer to what I believe is probably some type of micronova event. The weather, the weather's great today for summer, first day of August, and we've got a good rain coming in. But there's been a lot of talk about all the heat and the alarmist. And there's also been a lot of talk about using some form of lockdown or restrictions on businesses and people because it's getting so bad. Too much energy is being used to air condition all these houses and businesses and everything. We need to shut some of it down. The grid can't handle it. It's getting too dangerous to be outside. Danger, danger, danger. And there's been more and more talk of some type of restrictions or lockdown because of it. So just kind of be waiting and watching for that, folks. There's one thing, though, that I saw and read that doesn't seem to be talked about at all. And I think it's pretty important. Also shows just how awful of a world we live in, how these people that are running it and doing all of their deceiving, nasty things are. And I have to be careful on this one because the the censorship will get me. So I'm going to be using a lot of hand signals and code words. Came out that the NIH, the National, NIH, National Institute of Health, you know, the one that Dr. Fakey works at and runs. Yeah, that one. You know, everybody knows about it over the last 3 years. Well, a report come out that they modified a box full of mosquitoes with you know what in it. Yep. And then they released them and was able to confirm that they were able to get into the people that those mosquitoes bit. Yep. Sounds like some kind of dystopian movie. Like that's like one of these apocalyptic movies, how they kind of start. You know, scientists are like, oh yeah, let's put this weird stuff in these mosquitoes and see what happens when they bite a bunch of humans. Well, they've done that. Of course, they claim it was only done in a controlled test environment. But it's usually these kind of things that happen, and then later on they're like, well, some of it got leaked. You know, some of those mosquitoes got out. Man. Now, if these mosquitoes breed, are they able to pass that on to their offspring? I don't know. That seems a little unlikely, but hey, stranger things have happened. The point is, and here's the thing. They always say, well, we're just doing this kind of research for science. You know, why did you create this crazy, deadly bioweapon in the lab? Well, we had to create that so that we could study this. We weren't trying to do it for nefarious reasons. We were just seeing if we could for the sake of science. Right. This is the kind of the one of them. So now we have to worry about every time we get bit by a mosquito. Okay, you know, they've been talking about all this malaria and other things that's starting to get spread around in mosquitoes that hasn't been around for a long time. It's been in the news also this week that something like 450,000 Americans have an allergy to meat, apparently, because they don't want you eating meat. It's always interesting. The things that the government and all these pro-globalist groups, whatever they don't want you doing, it's probably something you should be doing. So if they're trying to deter you from eating meat because it harms the planet, or now, you know, you can't eat it because you're allergic to it because of a tick bite, you probably should be eating it. So we've been hearing, again, these, you know, diseases and stuff that are coming from mosquitoes and ticks. And then now all of a sudden we're hearing, well, they're actually putting stuff in them so that people can get the thingy. This is the kind of world we live in. And before someone says, well, this just proves that we can't win this, that we don't even need to try. We don't even need to try because obviously we can't defeat these people if they're doing this level of stuff. Well, I can certainly see the argument. And even if that was absolutely true, which I don't believe it is, but even if that was absolutely true, my counter argument is yeah, maybe so, but I'm going to make sure I go out with my boots on and on my feet, not going out on my knees. So either way you look at it, I don't think it's a reason to just throw your hands up and give up and say, okay, they've defeated us. The point to this, and I've made a couple of videos in the recent past, about how there's speculation and actual evidence that they're trying to do that to food, you know, put it in food so that when you eat it, the food, it's there. We don't even know if they've already been doing it. The point is that you better be able to be on your own, or on your own with a group. Being dependent upon the mainstream food supply, when I say mainstream, I'm not talking like your local farmer's market or the little farm down the road that you've built a relationship with and you know you can trust. I'm talking about the grocery stores. It is going to get to a point, if this keeps going, that we're not going to be able to go to those places and get our food because we won't really know what's in it. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, they approved lab-grown chicken. Here's the crazy thing. I was talking to my wife about that lab-grown chicken. What is the point other than just being a nefarious purpose? It's not vegan or vegetarian because it does have chicken in it. So it's not something that they can market, you know, because there's already meatless chicken out there. You know, it's full of soybean and junk. This isn't that. They can't market it to vegans and vegetarians. It's way more expensive than regular chicken. It doesn't taste as good. It's not healthy. So what's the point? What's the point of it? Well, the point is to use it to get a little bit more control of you. The point, and this is what I think, is that they're trying to play God. They want to prove to humanity and themselves that humans don't have to rely on food that comes from the Creator. Because even the harmful junk food that's in the stores today, most of the ingredients came from nature, right? They were made from nature. And I think they're wanting to prove that they can make the sustenance that humans need. Just my opinion, may not be anything to it. But what it does show is that we live already in a dystopian world. It's already a dystopian nightmare. We're living it every day. It's getting worse. I mean, right now it's tolerable. Right now it's light enough that the average person doesn't see it. They don't recognize it. Their cognitive dissonance, their manipulation has been so successful that they miss it. But the fact is we're already living it, folks. This stuff is happening, and it's happening all around us. And we need to be getting ready. Need to be preparing ourselves for a world that we can just no longer be part of. Which is why I encourage self-sufficiency in small groups. As far as this mosquito thing, there are some great natural essential oils and other things like that. I make one. I make a spray that works excellent. I have gone out in these woods numerous times with it and had either 0 ticks on me or maybe 1. And the one that I found, it was dead. I made a video. I know people asking, where's that video? I made a video. It's over on my locals. You go to locals, I posted it there, or my Patreon. But we have to be prepared for this, folks, and quit trying to convince ourselves that, well, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe this is just normal progression of things. No, it's not. There's been more progression in this globalist takeover of your rights and manipulating your body and your food and the weather and everything else in the last few years than there's been from the beginning of time. We have to realize that. Stop questioning ourselves. That's what's happening. And get over the mourning of the loss. Get over it. Mourn it quickly, get out, done. And now you got to be preparing. Now you go into just defense mode. Now you go into building your community mode. This is the kind of stuff that we have to be doing so that we can prepare for the days ahead. And they are coming. And it's just going to get worse. You need to be getting your houses in order. Preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you in the next video.